Party again. We've been away for a little while, and we thought it would be nice to do a podcast and bring everybody up to date. And the reason for that is we have put our approach to our forum, and also where we think the Penguin Party should go in the future, actually on the forum, and we're asking people to give us feedback and comments and suggestions. So you're more than welcome to go and have a good look and participate if you want to. But for now, what we're going to do, that's Blue, Spark and I, is just sit and talk about why we have taken the approach that we have, and why we've set the forum up the way that we have. And I'm going to start because the last time we tried to do this, the electricity went and we all disappeared. So, yes, I know. It's difficult to remain serious under these circumstances. Right. We all got together on the official forum. It was mainly through meeting on the family thread, which is quite rightly sat there reminding EA and Maxis that they promised us toddlers, and we could also do with a bit of family play. And that's an issue which a lot of us take very, very seriously. A lot of us take great pleasure in our family play. But we also have other styles. I mean, I personally like building, and we were getting increasingly concerned with the state of the official forum and watching people being banned for no good reason, as we've mentioned in previous podcasts. So one particularly bad period, we were all sort of private messaging one another going, I really don't want to be here anymore. And the outcome of that was we thought we'd set up our own website, and within a short space of time. Anyway, as I was saying, we had a period of time where we really didn't want to be on the official website. And that's how we came to, first of all, think about setting up a website of our own. And that eventually led to the idea of a forum. And to me, that forum had one specific purpose, and that was to provide a place for fellow Simmers to come to talk about the things that they love about The Sims. And it didn't matter whether it was Sims 1 or Sims 4, without the fear of being hassled or harassed or bullied, just because their opinion was different from somebody else's. And that, to me, seemed an incredibly important thing. We looked around, and I certainly did. There was one particularly bad incident that I remember on the official forum last year, and we looked around, and there was no other place really that we thought we would be comfortable. So we set this place up so that we could be comfortable, and anybody that wanted to come and join us could be comfortable.
Well, for me, I've watched and I've been very proud of the way that the people that frequent the family play thread conduct themselves on the forum, especially because a lot of them suffer a lot of hassle from people for standing up for the way that they like to play. But they still come onto the forum and they still try and fight because they're passionate about the game. And it made me a little bit sad that there wasn't somewhere where people could come from all different play styles and feel that same sort of acceptance and open-minded, feelings that we have most of the time on the family thread. So for me, I wanted there to be somewhere for a bigger conversation where people from all play styles could talk about what's going on with the community and what's going on with EA and Maxis at the moment, because I think there needs to be a conversation, an open and honest conversation about how everything that's been playing out the past few months has been going for each and every one of us, because no one person can tell exactly how someone else is feeling or how they should feel. So for me, it's really important to hear part of the conversation of how you as individuals are feeling and what you want going forward. And I don't see that a lot on the other forums. There's too much conversation about whether someone should feel that way, or it doesn't matter whether someone else agrees with you. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinions, and they will have their own opinions. We're all different, and that's what makes the world a wonderful place. So I want there to be an open conversation with people where they can respect each other and remember that they come together and we united because we love The Sims as a whole, the whole series. Doesn't matter if you loved 1 through 4, if you love 1, 2, or 2 and 3, or any of them. We're all equals, and that's how it should be. And that's where I come from with PP, is that I want it to be somewhere where people can feel comfortable to share their simming experience. I mean, a lot of us, we've had dealings with other gamers that don't take The Sims seriously, but for us it is a serious thing and we really do love this game. So surely it would be nice for us to stick together as simmers instead of having silly fights.
The other thing that was brought up in the main body of the thread is, wanting to give everybody a voice, but also wanting to stand behind everybody and basically advocate for the thoughts that are put forward by our members. And this is something that came up in a big way after the release of Cities Skylines, and there was sort of an eruption around the Sims community of people saying, man, why is it possible for this company to make us what SimCity should have been from the start? I mean, it was a small development team and they managed to do a wonderful job with it. I've played it, it's wonderful. And that got a lot of people sort of inspired, and we started hearing about people contacting other developers and sending all these emails to other developers asking them to make a Sims game. And we started seeing a lot of the people that we knew from the family play thread doing this as well, and talking about other developers and what other developers might make a good life simulator, and whether EA and Maxis are really up to the job, or whether they have sort of a different vision, going into the future than a lot of their long-term fans. So we thought that as part of what we do on this new forum, we could continue that discussion, since a lot of those conversations were deleted off the officials. We could allow people to voice their opinions, we could talk about other developers, we could sort of collect what everybody had to say about it, and possibly think about passing it along to somebody who might be able to use it, because after all, who better to help figure out the future of the life simulation franchise than the people who know it and love it and play it every day. So, and of course, we also want to, support everybody who's not so interested in maybe not even is thinking about the future at all right now, enjoying Sims 2, enjoying Sims 3, wanting to share things and be creative and maybe even learn something, because in a community of well-established players and well-established creators, it's really difficult to get a foothold in something that maybe you've been eyeing for a while but didn't really feel comfortable doing because it seems like everybody else has been doing it for so long. So both to discover things about the games that you didn't previously know were there, and to get into some new areas, because just because the games have been out for a while doesn't mean we can't still try new things with them. And then, keeping each other company while we wait for news about what's coming up and what other companies are doing and whatnot. So based on what we heard from the community and the people that we knew and the people who have been on our forum, we did reach 100 members. So We're also celebrating that, but we very much want to hear from our community and know what people want from us as well.
Yeah, I think that's what's really important is we've all seen what happens on the EA forums when people are giving constant feedback and they don't feel that that is necessarily valued. And it's really important to all of us at PP that we have areas where you can suggest things, and we'll try the best that we can to have an open with you and to at least consider everything that you give us ideas for, because we're not perfect people, we're learning as we go along, and it's really helpful to us to have our community come to us and offer their insight or their perspective on things, and it helps us grow. And that's what we want, is we want Penguin Party to be as much about you as our community as it is about us. We very much, see ourselves as, although we have to run the website and we have to take some tough decisions now and again, we very much see ourselves as part of the community, and this is like our gift to you as the community. We work so hard because we want you to have somewhere safe and fun and exciting and to go to, and we've already seen how people have related differently to each other on PP, and that's hugely amazing to us to see people that we've socialized with on the EA forums that we knew very little about come onto PP and be far more open and just much more social with each other. It's so lovely to see, because we believe that most simmers are lovely people, and this situation that we've been put into with EA in the past few months has been trying for everyone, and it would be nice to have somewhere where we could have honest conversations, where we don't have to worry about having to put our battle gear on and go on to the officials and have daft fights over nothing. It's far better if we have open conversations with each other, and because we've all got different things to bring to the table, and that's what is important to us.
And the nice thing is, it doesn't really matter whether you've been playing the game for 15 going on 16 years and started with TS1, or whether you've just come in at TS4. There is always something that you can bring to the table to discuss, and it works that way. Things do turn over, people do get bored with the game and move away, and they are now being replaced by their children coming into play, and they bring new ideas, and it's wonderful to see, and it should be actively being encouraged by EA, but sadly that doesn't seem to be the case. We understand EA have got their vision, and that's fair enough, but people should be allowed to express themselves, and really there shouldn't be the limitations that seem to have been placed on TS4, stopping people from saying, well, actually I think the game needs this, or I think the game needs that, and this might be better, or that might be better. It's not about having the technical knowledge, it is about what you as a player think would make the game work for you. Because there are so many of us, the chances are if you're thinking that, then there's somebody else out there that's thinking exactly the same. And we're not going to end up with a perfect game for each and every one of us. It will have to be a compromise at some point. But the whole point is, the more that people come forward and talk about how they're feeling at the moment, what's upset them, what they think could happen to make things better for them in the future, then the more we have to go on, and other people have to go on. And if people happen to believe that EA has the solution and ultimately TS4 will be the best Sims game on the planet, then they're perfectly entitled to feel that way. And more than welcome to come and express that. But they have to understand that there are a lot of people who have been very badly disappointed by the things that have happened. And at the moment, those people are in a form of recovery, and they also need a space. And we hope that for our forum is providing that for them at the moment. Obviously, we don't want to turn it into somewhere where people just come and moan all the time, because that's not fair and on the other members of the community. But people need space and time to come round, to heal, to feel better, and to actually look more positively at things that could be done to improve the game, or perhaps to influence what happens with the next iteration when it comes out.
Very well said.
Thank you very much for listening to the first part of our podcast. We've got a second part for you. If you're interested in anything that we've discussed, you will find links below, which will take you to our forum. And obviously, we welcome you to make any kind of feedback or comment that you want to do. And we look forward to seeing you again for the second part.